Hey, everybody, welcome back to the show. Today we have a wonderful guest who I've been really excited to bring on and talk with and have some meaningful conversations with. Thank you for coming to the show, Cassandra.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here. I'm very excited about this topic we're about to dive into.
Awesome. Well, let's talk about that. So part of how you and I connected is we have very, as Dallas as well, but similar beliefs and belief systems in what's happening in the world with the medical field. And we have to do that because we're in a drug rehab and you have to have doctors and different things like that. You are a registered nurse.
I am. Yes, I have been practicing nursing for, no longer full time, but I graduated in 2011 with my RN and have been practicing I started off in the medical field. So working primarily in cardiology as my first few years of nursing. And that's when I really started to see how that was my first glimpse into the medical field and just how doctors were getting basically paid on commission and by scheduling procedures and I just saw just medication after medication after medication being prescribed. Oh, take this to combat the side effects of this medication. Oh, and this one to combat the side effects of this medication. It was just like, wow, this isn't really what I signed up for. And so I started looking into some other areas of nursing. And because of my own battles with mental health and struggles with mental health during my adolescence and young adulthood, I was obviously drawn to that area. And so I started working in mental health field and saw again the same issues occurring there. And so I'm still practicing. I pick up shifts here and there, but it's not I left my full-time nursing career in November 2018.
Nice. Okay, cool. Wow. So you said you kind of transitioned into the mental health space in nursing. Like, what was that capacity? What did that look like? What were you doing?
So I was kind of hopped around a lot, but my first job was an acute care hospital. So where they basically, they were assessed in the ER and then sent right to us. So my first job within the mental health field was, standing behind bars and giving the patients their med cups and, having to do holds and, takedowns and stuff like this. And I was like,
ward?
Yes. So there was an acute unit. So there was an acute unit, and then there was, the more stable unit, the adult unit, and then the adolescent unit. So I quickly transitioned to the adolescent unit. I had to start off in the acute unit. It's kind of like
breathing the flames.
The rite of passage, you have to go through
the rite of passage. Yeah. So I started off there and then quickly transitioned to the adolescent unit after that. So that's where I really fell in love with the adolescent population and those kiddos. And but again, saw just the issues within our current system and these kids basically getting sent, they'd come and spend a few days there and then insurance would kick them out and we send them right back into the same environment they came from, when in reality that environment they're coming from is why they're there, and their parents are really the ones that need to be in those hospital beds. So
that's got to be hard to watch every day.
Oh my gosh, it was heartbreaking. And there was actually times where I refused, and I was the lead nurse. I was the charge nurse on the adolescent unit. And I was like, I'm not doing this discharge. I refuse to send that child back into that home because, it's like nothing's going to change and we're going to see them right back here, either, have cut again or, tried to overdose again. And it was just like, we saw kids, it was sometimes on a monthly basis, they'd be running through there. And then the other thing was that, we had attached to that, this facility was an outpatient unit or an outpatient program. So the kids would generally transition to the outpatient program. It was like an IOP, intensive outpatient. But what I saw time and time again there was that when they would have these groups, we'd get 3 or 4 admissions from the group because they were just all sitting there talking about, one starts talking about how they're suicidal, and then it just is like a domino effect. And then all of a sudden it's like, you got all these kids thinking about suicide. And so anyways, I started to see all of these things and I was just like, I don't know, like, what did I get myself into with this nursing career? Like, this is not like, I don't agree with so many of these systems going on and, and just, sedating these people and, here, take your meds. You're like, oh yeah, you're feeling really anxious and, you are having, all of this, you're feeling sad, or take these meds and, not
anxiety, all the buzzwords.
yeah, and not really getting down to the root of the issue or what's causing these people to come back or to drink or to use the drugs. So long story short, I decided, I was like, okay, I have to do some soul searching and that's kind of when I started down the path of like, I really want to open up my own facility, my wellness facility. But I was like, I have no idea how to do that. I'm gonna, I just need to do some soul searching, see if get out of my Colorado bubble, see if if things are like this everywhere. So I signed up to do some traveling nursing and landed my first contract in Tucson, Arizona. Went in Tucson, I was planning on going to California and Texas, but I kind of got stuck.
Tucson.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yep. Fun. So I
Pay me
actually,
enough to work in Tucson.
you what?
I couldn't get paid enough to go move out to Tucson. I grew up in Phoenix, so.
Oh, you did? Oh,
Yeah.
I love Tucson. See, I love Tucson especially compared to Phoenix.
Yeah.
I'm not a
they're
Phoenix
two
fan.
terrible places, in my opinion.
Just the heat.
I love Tucson, but I do love the heat. Yeah.
Did you ever go to the ostrich farm? Like
in
Phoenix and
between on
Tucson?
I-10.
Yeah, there's
No.
this big ostrich farm.
No, I
Like
never
nothing.
stopped there. I heard they had like alligators and stuff too.
I don't know. I never saw the alligators.
No.
I only saw the ostriches.
Maybe it's just a wife's tale.
I think it might be. I think crocodiles would die out there in the heat. There's like no water.
Well, I don't know. Like, it's a weird place. Like the Pima County Fair in Tucson, they had sea lions at the fair, and camels and Nelly.
Nelly? The rapper?
Yes, the rapper. He came and he performed at the Tucson Pima County Fair. Yeah.
That's so awesome.
That's the reason I went, because he was performing. And then I saw I was like, this is a weird place.
I think it's just fairs in general. I know our local fair has sea lions, but we live right next to the ocean, so that didn't
Yeah.
make sense.
That was the thing. I was like, how did they yeah. So anyways, tangent.
Yeah, sorry, that's my fault.
No,
Yeah,
it's okay. Ostrich farm. But what was I saying? Tucson.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, how you your traveling nursing led you there.
Yes. And so I actually ended up through one of the other agency nurses that I met, ended up getting introduced to this facility it was a residential rehab basically for people. They'd come and stay for 30, 45 days. It sounds a lot like your program. And there, it was for drugs and alcohol abuse, but the primary criteria, admitting criteria was trauma. They had to have some sort of trauma. So it was very, no,
No.
it's called Sabino Recovery. It's
Gotcha,
very,
okay.
it's very similar to
Gotcha.
the Meadows. It's very similar to the Meadows. So I started there, and they were a startup when I started. And so I worked there for, I ended up working there for almost 6 years. It's 5 years. Yeah. I was the director of nursing out there. So I started just, doing the floor nursing. And then and being a startup, it was really cool because I got to kind of grow with them. And so I became the director of nursing out there, and then kind of just helped them grow their program. But while I was there, I saw the true power. And like, I knew this in my own life and my own recovery, like the true power of taking care of your mind and body through movement, nutrition, and, just the personal development and all of that. But to truly see it like transform in hundreds of lives, while I was there, and these certain modalities like the EMDR and the acupuncture, and just getting in tune with your body, truly seeing, these people would come in on, I think I told you this before, Angie, but there's this one guy, like severe alcohol. He came in, high blood pressure. He was diagnosed with hypertension, type 2 diabetes, and he was on all of these medications. I think he came in on like 15 different medications. And,
Wow.
there was like 3 different blood pressure medications, the potassium to, counteract the diuretic that he's taking. And then he was on Lantus, which, type 2 diabetes, he was, so he's on insulin and metformin, all of these medications. And we didn't even have a doc there. We didn't have, she was an ND, she was a naturopathic doctor. And so she, did very thorough assessments, blood work, allergy tests, all that kind of stuff. And by the time he left, through the diet, the movement, and these other modalities, the EMDR and everything, I think he left on like, we always put people on supplements. So like vitamin D, a multivitamin, and like a handful of vitamins. And he lost, I think within that, he was there for, I can't remember if he was there for 30 or 45 days, but he lost like, I think it was around 40 pounds that time.
In what, 30, 45 days? Wow,
It was crazy because the alcohol, he had the big
swelling and the inflammation.
Swelling, the inflammation, and all of that stuff that comes with it.
That's awesome.
So that's
great that you can witness those miracles firsthand. You have this feeling or belief because that's how we operate with ourselves, but then to see it in others time and time again, that's very validating of what we know.
Yeah. So that's when it truly, like, my eyes were open to the possibilities and what you can truly do through taking care of your mind and body, and just how interrelated they are, and how our emotional pain can cause us actual physical pain, and and how our physical pain can cause us emotional pain, and just how it's not, my motto is a healthy mind equals a healthy body equals a healthy mind. It's not linear. It's by no means linear, but it's,
it works together.
Mhm.
They're definitely what's the word, symbiotic. They work
Mhm.
together for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's super interesting. So like your experience of being a nurse and seeing people that you need help, and it sounds like maybe, the appropriate treatments weren't being given, or they were just kind of slapping some meds on them and saying, take this and it'll fix that. And then you have this other experience of like, do these things, practice these therapies, move, take vitamins, eat healthy, take care of your mind. So you drastically see that help people. And then where does that put you? It's kind of like two different sides of the field, One was over
Yeah.
here, the other one's over here. One probably worked more than the other. Was that kind of your experience?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like seeing the true power of, and again, like I saw this in my own life and like it come to fruition in my own life, but to see, that you don't need, and again, I'm definitely like, I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, pharmaceuticals, you can't take those pills, don't take those pills.
Right.
I believe there is a time and a place and that people do need them. But I do also believe that we live in a country that overprescribes
For everything.
for everything. And so that, and so seeing both sides of it, and just that's when, it kind of like lit a fire inside of me. And I was like, I want to be able to do, like, just spread them, like help people see what truly they can do with even just lifestyle changes, lifestyle modifications, like what you can truly do to heal your mind and your body with just, you utilizing lifestyle modifications. And so that's kind of what led me into, wanting to set up my own wellness clinic, and how I started my coaching program as well. So
I could say with, just a slight little backtrack, we talk about, the pharmaceutical industry and the doctors and over prescribing, but I think that's also a side effect.
And I don't know if they created this or this was a response to that, but it's also humans then want just the pill, the quick fix, the easy way
Quick
out.
fix.
Okay, I just take this and I feel better. I don't actually have to do the work. I don't actually have to put in the time. I actually don't have to change my lifestyle. You're just going to give me a pill and it'll do that same thing, which we know it doesn't, because it creates all these other things that you're now having to contend with. But I think that is definitely where we're at as a society, where we're trying to be introduced into just taking things to fix things instead of doing the work to get it done. And people are missing out on the satisfaction of the process of doing the work, which is really what makes you feel better at the end of the day.
Yep. I 100% agree. I 100% agree. And and it takes time. It takes time to make those modifications and to make those changes, and you're not going to see immediate results. And that, and that's the difference too, is you're not going to see those immediate results that you may get from a happy pill, a pharmaceutical. So
Yeah, the quick fixes.
yeah.
I just posted, and I'm not making this about me, but I just posted something yesterday morning because I finished the 75 hard program and I finished phase 1.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Woo!
Yeah, but it took 13 months. So we're talking 13 months, because I failed 3 times, whatever, of consistency. But I had been my whole life, the yo-yo dieting, like quick losses, and then you immediately put it back on, quick losses and good habits, and then immediately, they go out. But by taking this full 13 months, like, it finally got that discipline and those good habits in, where I saw the results. I lost 20 pounds and 20 inches, and didn't think it was possible at my age to even experience that. But again, it was the process and the journey of really learning those healthy habits and staying consistent with it, as opposed to just looking for that fast, easy way out, quick result, and then right back to where you started again.
Right. And going back to that too. And like, congratulations, by the way, that's amazing. That's amazing. But what you learned and what you like, how you grew through that process. And I guarantee you're probably not the same person you were 13 months ago.
Yeah. I drink a lot of water now. Like I can definitely drink a gallon of water, whereas before it was torture. Like I was trying to get that last bit of down at 32 ounces at 10 o'clock at night. It was so hard, but now it's just normal.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That is awesome. And I forgot to mention, one of the coolest things while I was working at that facility was that I got to take, while I was out in Arizona, I got super into CrossFit. Became a CrossFit coach. But I was able to take the residents. We had a CrossFit facility, like literally like right across the street from where our facility was. And so I got to take them twice a week to CrossFit classes. We had our own, like, we didn't do it like with the public. It was a separate class, as a private class. So I got to take the residents and help like coach the class and coach the residents, and just, oh my gosh, that's when I had basically the idea behind my wellness center, and that I wanted to incorporate, some sort of CrossFit or functional fitness or training. But just to see these just so lost and broken and hurt people go and complete something so hard, something that they didn't think that they could ever do, and to see that sense of accomplishment, and just, oh my gosh, it was amazing. And I think that's a huge part of, again, the draw to the sport. But it's like, it's no matter what, if you modify the workout or whatever, but it's hard and it's difficult, but to do it, to say you're going to do it, to accomplish it. And after that, like, it was so funny because I drive, this big old van, and but yes. They'd all, the ride there was only like a 5-minute ride, but it was so quiet. And I'm like trying to get them pumped up, the coach in me, trying to get them pumped up for their workout. And they're just all like dreading it, and drop them off or go in with them, and we start working out. And then the ride home is completely different. Like they're all pumped. They're like ready to go. They're like ready to tackle life. Let's do this. Yeah. So anyways, that was another tangent, but
and then obviously it's 100% in alignment with what we do, because
we're chomping at the bit on the microphones over here.
Yes, that's why CrossFit should be part of treatment.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
I mean, I think it's amazing because obviously we do that as well. And like everything you just mentioned was like my whole experience as a CrossFit coach at a residential treatment center, like we've done plenty of episodes on it where we got kind of the coaches together from Elevate and just talked about the importance of CrossFit, the importance that it plays on the role of a client, the importance of it being in a treatment plan, and like wins from big to small, and it's just, I would think we have probably 5 hours documented of just that topic.
That's amazing.
How impactful it is. Like it makes me as a CrossFit coach too, it makes my eyes light up, and just, and our program's a little bit longer. So 75 days, 60.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Some people even staying 90 days. And I guess you'll love this, but I had a person come in who's 24 years old, never done a sport in his life. He left Elevate front squatting over 300 pounds. He lost 60 pounds and then gained 40 of muscle.
Wow.
Never squatting a day in his life. He left being able to front squat over 300 pounds.
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh. That's insane. Got some games athletes there.
Yeah, we did one time have a regional athlete come in, and he came in the week before the 2019 CrossFit Open. And so I would coach all the classes, but scale them down for the clients. And all our staff would come in and we get their open scores, and the clients would do it, but no one's RXing the open workouts,
Right.
except this guy.
Of course.
And he was kicking ass. I would get his time, and then I would go look it up in the app, and he was in like the top 1,000, top
That's
1,000
crazy.
of the world in the open division, you know,
That's crazy.
like sets of 10 ring muscle ups, like deadlifts, 315, like it's crazy stuff.
Easy peasy, right?
Easy stuff for this guy.
Yeah.
And he was like 7 days sober.
Yeah.
7
Wow.
days sober,
I know.
kicking everyone's butt.
Totally.
Top
Wow.
of 1,000 in
Checking
the world.
egos everywhere.
That is amazing.
I have
Wow.
to say, I do love hearing you say that, because obviously, you know, we have it in our program. We all work with the clients, but it's really cool to have you witness that from, you know, your universe that
Yeah.
didn't have anything to do with ours, and sort of validates what we get to see every day independently, which is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And is that what made you get your level 1 certification, become a CrossFit coach?
So I had my coaching certification. Yeah, part of it was so that I could, take the residence, but I just love the sport. I fell in love with the sport, and helped me a lot in my own recovery, and continued recovery and journey. And so I fell in love with the sport and wanted to learn more and just be more efficient. And also, I do have my adaptive training certification too. So
Nice.
I started doing that at the same gym that I was taking the residence. They had a whole adaptive program too. So I got to dive my hands into that as well, which was really awesome.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's the best. And it kind of goes with the motto of like CrossFit's infinitely scalable, where
Mhm.
any human being can do it. And when you apply it to like that range of people, you see it proven true right in front of your eyes. And
It's
you know,
insane. Did you watch any of the adaptive athletes at the games?
yeah, I mean, I think like highlights, and sometimes I'd stream it and it'd be like on them. But definitely some of the highlights, like the winners and some of the clips that were coming out on social media, like that Logan
Crazy.
Aldridge guy, like,
Yes.
wow.
I know Logan personally. He's an awesome dude.
Yeah, isn't he from Colorado? Or no? I could be wrong.
He's in North Carolina.
Gotcha. Yeah, same thing, right?
Yeah. Kevin Ogar is in Colorado, so I know Kevin too. So,
Nice.
I know a lot of the athletes in the adaptive community. So
Yeah, no, that's badass.
Yeah.
We love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
One of our staff we just podcasted with a couple weeks ago could be in the adaptive.
Yeah.
She'd be awesome. Yeah. I mean, she's not
Good.
at that level, but she's been sober a year and a half, but yeah, she's amazing. And it's so awesome and inspiring to see her in the gym doing, similar workouts as everybody else, pushing hard. Like we get to witness that all the time, which is
That's
really,
awesome.
it fills my heart for sure to see her in there pushing hard, and really puts everybody to shame who's, complaining of, my muscles kind of sore and, oh, it hurts the squat. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. She should think about going to the Wheelwad games in North Carolina.
We might have to talk to her about that.
Yeah. That'd
I'll be
awesome.
there.
Okay, yeah.
Not competing. I'll not be competing, but I'll be there.
Awesome.
So I was kind of curious, Cassandra, about your like coaching. I'm not sure if you said business or just like you coach people, right? So what does that look like? Or is it through Zoom? Are you coaching people on like lifestyle modifications? Or
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about that.
So my coaching program, it's one-on-one coaching, and I do call it lifestyle, basically life coaching,
Yeah.
but do focus on the three pillars, mind, body, soul. So yeah, so it includes, a lot of it is first working on the mindset stuff, the
Yeah.
mental aspect, and then also incorporating the diet and nutrition and the movement. So I work on all three of those areas with my clients. And, it is, a lot of it is really getting down to the root cause of issues and dealing with the stuff that's really keeping you from reaching your goals. I have, more often than not, clients will come to me, and my client will come to me and say, when we're first seeing if we're going to be a good match or whatever, they'll come to me and say, yeah, I want to lose, we're going over goals. They want to lose 20 pounds.
Yeah.
They want to lose 20 pounds. Like, okay, why do you want to lose that 20 pounds? And then getting down to really, what is causing those issues, whether it's, I actually, and a lot of it's redefining their why too. Actually, I want to
Yeah.
be able to take care of, my children and run up and down the stairs without feeling out of breath. And, so yeah, so it's a lot of working on, I don't just do cookie cutter meal plan or exercise program. It's very individualized, and we get pretty in depth. And yes, I do it over Zoom. So yeah, so it's all been, for the most part, virtual at this point.
Yeah. And that's okay.
Yeah, which has been one of the benefits I think that's come out of the pandemic, is our ability to reach out to people through Zoom if they're not right in
Yeah.
our hometown.
Yep. It is pretty
No,
amazing.
That's awesome. That's super awesome. And I love, I think with your background, it just adds just like an extra bit of like authority, where it's not like you mentioned, you were in recovery from certain things as well, which is awesome. And it's like, you have this experience that this all is so helpful, and I think you have like your fingers in a lot of the pots, which is even better. It's not just, hey, I can help you lose the 20 pounds, but I can also talk to you about why. We can also get to the bottom of what's under that 20 pounds and what you're really looking for. And you are also a nurse, so you know so much about the body and CrossFit and the mind. I think that's badass. So that's super cool that you do that.
Thank you. Yeah, I've really, really, really enjoyed it, and what I have ultimately found, and what, I mean, it's kind of funny how they say that it's so true, but the people that you attract, or you are going to be able to provide the most help for, is who you once were.
Yeah.
And, and so, looking at it as like my past is somebody's present. And, and so being able to relate to people on that level and just provide them that level of support, and, really being able to, again, help them get down to the root cause of what is truly, like, why are they not living their most fulfilled life, or why, it's so sad that literally, like, I would venture to say that 80-90% of our country's population walks around in misery, just, unhappy and satisfied, always, trying to figure out, well, this is going to make me feel better. This is going to make me feel better. This, when they're not really dealing with what's truly going to make them feel better. And, always searching for that sense of validation, and, from the outside, or from things or material things, when in reality, it's dealing with this, and, figuring out how to love yourself, and how to accept yourself, and know your value and your worth, ultimately, rather than trying to get that from everyone else, or everything else, so yeah. So long story short, again, I'm just like
Hey, we
How
love
much-
long stories.
Yeah.
chatty Kathy over here.
Hey, that's good. That's what we're
Yeah.
supposed to be doing.
Yeah, that's this whole show, so you're
This is
good.
long form narrative over here.
So how much would you say health and fitness go into someone's mental health? Like how much
Oh.
have you seen just getting, and obviously, we're huge fans of deep diving and therapy and what's underlying the mental issues, but
Mhm.
how much do you think health and fitness account for that?
I mean, I think they're essential. They're vital. You can't, like I said, I am a firm believer that you can't have a healthy mind without a healthy body. You can't have a healthy body without a healthy mind. Like they affect each other so much. And so really, the health and nutrition and fitness and all of that plays such a role. I mean, there's so much research. I'm not going to nerd out, but there's so much research out there about, the power of movement for your mental health. And I mean that the benefits from movement are just as great for your mental health as your physical health. There's so many research studies out there that, the just 20 to 30 minutes 5 times a week of aerobic activity, can be a walk, can even be a walk. Walking is movement, walking is exercise, yoga, it's all movement. It doesn't have to be a CrossFit workout. 30 minutes 5 times a week is just as beneficial, if not more, than your SSRIs, your antidepressants and your benzodiazepines, and that has just as much, if not more, effect on your depression and anxiety than those medications. And there's tons of studies out there like that. So it's the proof
Well,
is
it's just
in,
like sunshine, like getting some vitamin D, like going
Yeah.
outside. It's amazing the benefits that we get
Yeah.
just from the sun, that a lot of people, well, especially when they're on medications, that's the last thing they're thinking about is even leaving their house, let alone going outside
Yeah.
and getting some sunlight.
yeah. So
I love the idea of them working together, because it seems like to neglect one is like not true health.
Right.
Like I can't think of a time in my life where I was in shape physically and but not mentally. Like it's always been both. It's
Mhm.
never been one without the other. Like I felt mentally sharp, but was like overweight or underweight. Like it's,
Mhm.
I haven't seen that experience really. Yeah. And it's just, it's kind of like one of those things that we have so much experience of, like it being proven true, like scientifically, but also like in our own experience, that there's just a lot of passion to talk about it,
Yeah.
kind of like it's like something that it's like something we want to share with the world because it's true, like it's that black and white for me.
Yeah. And you want others to see it and experience it. More importantly, you want others to experience it, And so I think that's where, and especially with everything, this past year and a half, it's more important than ever that people are taking care of their mind and body right now.
Yeah.
So,
and I think you saw it, not you specifically, but the world, I think we saw it unfold a little bit like that, where a lot of people made home gyms and a lot of people didn't, and I think the results of what we chose to do during that time has shown. I know a lot of people that gained 40 pounds, but I also know a lot of people that lost 40. And it's just at this point, it's just true, like we got to move our body to take care of our mind, and
Right.
vice versa.
Well, and you better believe those people that added 40, their mental health and well-being plummeted. They were not feeling good about that decision. They weren't feeling good about their sudden decision to day drink. They were the mental health issues stemming out of this last year are, we're just starting. I mean, not just starting, we've been seeing it for like the last year and a half, but it's
Yeah.
going to have very lasting effects on a lot of people. It went from bad to worse
Mhm.
rapidly.
Yeah. People are processing, processing a lot now, and starting to go through the grieving process of, what they, lost. They lost loved ones, if they lost jobs, if they lost, their, so it's really sad. So it's vital that people are taking care of themselves right now.
Absolutely. So how close is the wellness center? Where is the wellness center phase?
Oh man,
Oh.
so
What's the
so
idea there? Yeah.
that's the ultimate goal. So within all of this, starting my own, coaching program and business and stuff, I also developed a product for the gym, which I still need to send you some, Angie.
Yes, please.
So I had this idea, and this idea came to fruition, and I got a product developed, and ultimate plan was to utilize this, my product, the grit stick, it's called the grit stick, to fuel my wellness center. So I have this vision in my head of both having my wellness center and my grit stick manufacturing warehouse all in one building.
Nice.
Essentially. So yeah, so that's the big dream, the big plan right now. So right now it really has been, my focus has been on growing and scaling my product and my product line, so that I can, get that to manufacturer status, and that I can focus more, rather than assembling them all myself and boxing them and shipping them out all myself. I can
Yeah, that's a tall ask.
yeah.
One person job. That's a tall ask.
Yeah.
So I want to hear about the grit stick, because I don't know what it is.
Oh.
And I love CrossFit and I love grit.
I love grit. I like grit.
Very
Grit is,
indifferent about sticks, but
Yeah.
everything else I'm sold on.
yeah. Yeah, grit is my all-time favorite word. And so that's why it's called the grit stick, and why my company is called Pure Grit Fitness. But it's your own personal portable chalk dispenser, essentially.
Okay.
So it looks, I've had people say it, call it the chalk saber, because they think it looks like a lightsaber. A baton, a running baton, so it's an aluminum, essentially aluminum tube. It's 2 compartments. One compartment has your chalk. It literally shakes out like a salt shaker, chalk up. The other compartment is for like loose items that you normally lose, like in your gym bag, like jewelry.
Necklaces.
I've gotten so many people message me like, thank you, it's the perfect place for me to put my wedding ring now, so that I'm not like setting it on the box and losing it, or chapstick, or cash, keys, whatever you want to stick in the other end. And so yeah, and it's nice because it's portable. You never have to worry about showing up to the gym and not having chalk, which
that happens
a lot.
And busy gyms, or you just get only the powder and you got to put your hands in the bottom of the bucket.
Exactly. So that's where the whole idea came from. Like this, I had the idea when I first started CrossFit, because I'm a nurse.
Yeah.
So the sanitation issue, I saw,
yeah.
the big old communal chalk buckets, and seeing people like stick their bloody hands. I'm guilty. I'm guilty as charged. I've done it too. You have to finish the WOD, and you can't be bleeding all over the bar. So I've done it. But seeing people like share the chalk and finding like bugs and hair in it and stuff, I was just like, I kind of want to start carrying my own chalk. And so I didn't like the liquid chalk, or all my friends were carrying around like Ziploc baggies with the chalk block or the Tupperware container. And I was like, there's got to be something like better than that, you know, where it's not going to spill all over your gym bag or spill, worse for coaches, spill all over the gym
Or-
floor, you know, and
Maths.
yeah, or like, you know, people knocking over your coach, people knocking over the chalk bucket
Yep. All the time.
and it going
Dropping weights,
everywhere. So
dropping barbells on the buckets. Oops.
yep.
And they
Yep.
smash and chalk flies everywhere.
Or
Oh,
like they stick like the chalk block on the J hook and it falls off and breaks
step on it.
everywhere.
that's my
And then people stuff in it and it's just like, so anyways, I saw all of these issues, like being in CrossFit and then being a coach too, you know, and having to clean up all the mess. And so that's the idea. I had this idea 4 years ago.
Gotcha.
So way before COVID, way before any of all of this. So yeah, so that's how the idea came about. And then yeah, the product production, like actually getting a physical product into production and on the market was quite the journey.
Quite the process.
And it just for visual, it hooks over the bar, right? That's how we keep
Yeah.
control of it.
Yeah, so I have one in my car. I can go run and get it real quick. Or I can just send you pictures afterwards.
Yeah, let's do
I'll send
that.
you pictures. But yeah, it hooks onto, it has a carabiner. So it can hook right onto the rig, hook onto your backpack. So yeah.
That is so cool.
That's perfect. So then you're not losing it or forgetting it or someone else is walking.
And
off
it
it.
also you can set it like right next to like your workout station or whatever, so that you're not having to like run and fight for the chalk or try and find the chalk in the middle of your wad. So
Dude, way to fill that need.
Yeah.
That is
Thank
such
you.
a need. And I think too, when the chalk is just available for everybody, like the more chalk that's in the bucket, the more chalk you will use. Just like the more money you make, the more money you're going to spend. It doesn't matter what that scale is.
yeah.
So as a coach, it's like, I'll put one little block in there and they'll all use it. If I put 8 blocks and 8 blocks over there, they'll all use that too. So it's kind of a good way to like save the chalk too.
Oh, you would be like, people like message me and are like shocked. They're like, okay, for one, what type of chalk do you use? Like, what brand of chalk do you use? And two, how is this possible that like I only have to chalk like this? Because they come with like refill vials and stuff that slide in and out of the aluminum tube chalk saver. But they're like, you know, vials. And I mean, mine lasts me, and I'm a chalk monster. Mine lasts me like 2 to 3 months.
That's
because
amazing.
and it's only like this much chalk. So you really conserve a lot. You're not wasting it. You're not spilling it all over the floor. So
Chalk can get expensive.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I know.
And be susceptible to conditions. Like we had a block we just broke out last week and it just immediately crumbled into a million pieces because it was hot. There was like no moisture left in it. It was like, dang, that was a waste.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm a huge chalk monster as well. I will chalk even if I'm just doing box jumps.
No way.
I have to hold myself back sometimes. It's just, I don't know why, Dal. It's a problem.
You get sweaty hands. You get sweaty doing box jumps. I mean,
I know. I joke with my kids. I'm like, I changed in the crack for chalk. I mean, I'm sorry. Kidding. It's been 27 years since I did crack, but still.
Oh my God. I love it.
That's awesome. So Angie told me that you were but you got to go to the CrossFit Games this year. And I'm assuming you were there to like sell the product and all that type of stuff, or how was that?
I was there. So I went, it was my first time going. And so I was thinking about getting a booth in the vendor village. But I ultimately decided that I wanted to go experience it and kind of see what that was like and just be able to enjoy the games and walk around and stuff and actually watch the games.
Yeah.
So I just decided to go and experience it and network that way. So I did meet a ton of amazing people and that, I showed them the product, and I definitely, I was repping it. I had it attached to my backpack.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so yeah, so definitely people were like, oh, that's awesome. That's, very interested. So goal is again next year to hopefully have a booth in the actual vendor village.
There we
So
go.
Vendor Village is like a CrossFitter's dream. I mean,
It
there's
is-
every rogue, like everybody has a station. You're just like, oh, man,
It
you can
is
buy anything and everything
crazy.
in CrossFit you could ever want. It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah. You should
I'm
have seen
going
the
100%.
yeah. Rogue had a crazy setup this year. They have a whole like building.
Yeah.
Rogue
bet.
does. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
And Noble, but Noble and Rogue had crazy setups.
yeah, that's my fave. I've been rocking the Nobles since they came out, and so it's funny to see them now super
Yeah.
popular with,
Yeah.
in the games and CrossFit. It's great.
Yeah. And FitAid had a whole FitAid lounge area.
Yeah, we love them. They're local. They're from Santa Cruz here.
I
So
know. Did you see my latest grit stick post?
no,
They got some customized ones.
nice.
Oh, really?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to go check out the grit stick Instagram page.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, because so I started doing customization for brands or gyms or whatever, and they've been
Smart.
turning out really, really cool.
We'll
So
have to
So, yeah.
get some Elevate ones. We'll have to get some custom Elevate grit sticks. That would be amazing to put up in the gym.
yeah, that would be awesome. So yeah, go check out the grit stick page because I just posted about the FitAid ones. Just got those sent out. So
Yeah, they're awesome. They've sponsored us and contributed, and they're great. We love them.
they're an amazing team. I've met a lot of the team members, and they're fantastic. Been such a pleasure to get to know them and work with them. So
Very
Do
generous.
you do any work with like the Phoenix? I know they're big in Denver and like Colorado. The Phoenix, have you heard of the Phoenix? So the Phoenix,
Phoenix.
they provide CrossFit, but a bunch of other stuff too. Basically, it's like a non-profit, it's free. The only thing you have to provide is 48 hours sober from drugs and alcohol. And
Oh,
if you're 48 hours sober, you can join any of their classes. And their main emphasis is on CrossFit, but they do a lot of like hikes and yoga and mindfulness and meditation and rock climbing. So it's basically like YMCA, but for people in recovery.
that is awesome.
Yeah, it's called the Phoenix.
The Phoenix. Okay, I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to look that up.
Yeah, you got to check them out. They're
The Phoenix.
basically like the free version of Elevate
Yeah.
for like the community, and
That is
they
fantastic.
recently got like a anonymous donation for $50 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So like
Wow.
someone was saying like, dude, this thing's about to like, you
Yeah.
know, it's nonprofit, right? So they don't charge anything, but to get a $50 million donation,
Yeah,
for just
that
doing
is-
the right thing.
That is amazing.
Think about being a human being that has the ability to donate $50 million.
That's crazy.
I could never imagine gifting someone that.
Right? That's amazing.
That would
That
be
says a lot
pretty-
about me.
that'd be pretty awesome. But
Yeah,
wow,
to be in
that's
that
so
position.
cool. That's so cool. I'm gonna have to look them up for sure. Connect with them.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
I'm almost 100% certain like their headquarters is in Denver
Okay.
or Aurora. I'm not a huge Colorado guy, but
Okay. Yeah.
Aurora's
Aurora's,
close,
yeah. Oh yeah. It's just right outside of Denver. So
right? Okay. Yeah.
the suburb.
Yeah, we've had
Yeah.
clients that we've, part of their aftercare program has been to like go to the Phoenix, and
Mhm.
because CrossFit, we know is expensive, and obviously, us knowing CrossFit, there's coaches and businesses that are willing to like help out with stuff like that. You know, college kids or high school athletes and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I mean, the Phoenix is a CrossFit affiliate that is free, you know, so it's pretty cool. It's pretty
That is
cool.
awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, check it out. It's
Cool.
definitely badass.
I will definitely thank you for that connection.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah, we gotta reach out. We're gonna have Megan on the show right when the pandemic hit. She's actually gonna
Come up and do a workout with us and be on the show. And then, you know, the lockdown occurred. So we got to get that going again.
Follow back up.
Yeah.
No, that's super true. And obviously too, if you're ever in California, come see us, come work out.
Oh yeah. I already told Angie I need to get out there. Even if it's just to see your facility for a few days. I would love that.
Yeah. We'd love
Yeah, that would be
too.
awesome. Yeah, I love making connections with like-minded people, you know. This is the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's next? You're putting a lot of your effort into the grit stick to get that big to fund the wellness center. Is that the idea?
So
That is the goal. That is
Yeah.
the goal.
And you're going to
So-
set up camp there in Colorado?
Yeah. So so I'm from here. My whole family lives here, basically, essentially. I have 6 nieces and nephews at this point now. And so yeah, my home base is definitely Colorado. Yeah, I was just out in Arizona for that short reflection period.
yeah.
Supposed to be short, but
Well, it sounded like it was extremely beneficial. Like we talk about, you know, being put on our paths of purpose.
yeah,
And your prior experience in nursing and what you were witnessing was very disheartening and sad and defeating to not see progress, but just see addition to the problem. So I think that spell in Arizona was really great because you got to see the other side of it, where health, nutrition, taking care of your spirit, you can actually fix all those problems that the people that you were originally trying to help were not being helped with. So
yeah.
I think, you know, if anything, it puts you on your path of where you need and want to be.
Oh, 100%. I 100% believe that. So yeah.
That's so cool. Well, I guess I want to plug the grit stick and like the social media and stuff like that for like the audience. A lot of our audience are either former clients or like family of clients or people in recovery, or I would like to believe that there's just some pure CrossFitters that listen to our podcast. I don't know, but I would like for them to be able to find you, you know, like after they hear this episode and stuff. So where could they find you on like social media and all that good jazz, or people that want your coaching? Where could they find you?
Yeah. So my grit stick page is grit_stick on Instagram. It's the grit stick on Facebook. And then my Instagram handle, my personal / coaching one is CassMarie_fit.
Nice.
And then my Facebook is Cassandra Dick. I think that is my last name. I think I don't even know my Facebook handle. I'm so bad about Facebook. I try.
And it's hit or miss whether people use it or not these days.
Yeah.
Definitely like the younger generation are like, dude, Facebook is so archaic.
Yeah.
We only
All right.
use
I
now.
know. I'm so bad about it. I also have my website. It's puregritfit.com. So you can find out more about my coaching and the grit stick on my website. So
there we go. Well, I'll put all of that in the show notes and make sure that everyone can find that so they can find more of you. And I'm excited to use the grit stick.
yeah. I need to get some to y'all for sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah, well, we'll definitely support it and flag it up in the gym and use it and just keep carrying the torch.
Yeah, I was telling
Awesome.
Cassandra to get a banner. We'll hang it in the gym with
Yes, I need to get
a
a grit stick banner.
Yep.
Yeah, we have so much wall
posted.
space.
Yeah, as do most gyms. Yeah,
Yeah.
be a great advertisement for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. I would love that. Love it.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Cool.
It was great talking to you though, Cassandra. This has been awesome. We're
This has been amazing. Yeah. I'm so grateful, blessed that I met you, Angie, that got to connect with you. And I can't wait to get out there and see your facility and see the gym. And yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, and it'll bring you back home to seeing the results from holistic,
Yes.
true holistic rehab, where people are getting sober and they're doing the work and they're doing the exercise and they're working on their minds and their spirits and their
Mhm.
bodies. It's a beautiful thing that we get to experience all the time, and
Yeah.
would love to have you come out and witness that with us.
Yeah. I would love that. Love
Awesome.
it.